Welcome into the North Georgia High School Kickoff Show, live here on Team FYN Sports. I'm your host, Tim Town. I'm joined by our FYN Sports producer tonight, Ryan Cobbett. Exciting show planned tonight. Hard to believe we're already in week 6, but hey, it's time for region play now, as most of our schools in our coverage area are starting region play. It's going to be very exciting week. We've got an exciting show also lined up this week. Our featured games that we're going to be talking about are Harrelson and North Murray. And we're going to have Graddick Sports' Seth Kane. He'll join the show. Seth is going to be on the call with the Harrelson County side of things, and he's going to kind of bring us an insight on how things are going down in Harrelson this week as they prepare for the big region matchup against North Murray to open up Region 7 AA play. Pickens and Lumpkin this week is live on Team FYN Sports, FYNTV.com. We're excited to be covering that game. We'll actually be talking to somebody who's going to be on the radio for Pickens County. Jess Walker, he joined the show. He joined the show a few weeks ago. He'll be joining the show to talk about things from the Dragons side. Obviously, Pickens coming off a huge upset win over Christian Heritage this week, 24-22. So we'll talk a lot about that on the show, and we'll also be joined by Sports Illustrated's Matt Ray. Matt has been a guest of the show in the previous years, and he's going to come on and talk about the high school's top players in the state of Georgia. And we may even talk a little college football for him. It's a big week for him. As you know, he covers the University of Tennessee mainly. So exciting show, Ryan. We're going to dive right in. Last week recap, Region 7 AA. Model got a big upset win over Tryon. Not a lot of people gave Model a chance in this football game. There were some of them, they were like 25, 30-point underdogs, but Model with a huge win, and they're reminding everybody to not forget about them when it comes to playoff time. Most everybody's saying Rockmart, North Murray, Fannin, Harrelson. A lot of people are forgetting about Model. Well, now Model has secured their spot in the conversation, at least for now, with a huge win over Tryon. Irwin County defeated Rockmart 28-14. If you follow Georgia high school football, you know all about Irwin County. They are a Class A perennial power. They are. If you watch the state championships, you see them about in the state championship every year. They went to Rockmart and defeated Rockmart 28-14. Murray County was unable to get the win over Chattooga. Chattooga beat them 28-7. Harrelson came out with a loss. They lost to Upson Lee 29-15. Ryan, a game that I was at last week, obviously, Fannin County, Murphy. First time in a few years that these two schools have met, and what a game it was. I got to give a shout out to our sports director, Jake West, here at Team FYN Sports. You know, Jake's a Murphy grad. I'm a Fannin grad. We got the best of them last Friday night. It was a good game. It was good to see those two schools playing again. Fannin County just dominated. Just absolutely dominated. It was 56-7 at the end of the first half. Fannin took all their starters out at halftime, and Murphy kept theirs in, and Murphy was able to score, and good for Murphy. They got on the board, and the score was 56-30 when the final horn sounded. So, Ryan, I do want to play a special clip, but Carson Callahan made a crazy interception, and we do have that highlight here if we could play that on the screen.
Winds right up high. Ooh, he might have turned that field, no calls. Going deep down the middle, got a guy. Oh, intercepted! Unbelievable! Yeah. You can't make this stuff up.
Callahan's going to take it back. Touchdown.
You cannot. It just got worse. Bounces right off the receiver's hands.
Carson Callahan take it all the way back.
All the way.
And that was Eddie O'Neill, Andy Arp, and Matt Queen, who were on the call on Rebel TV on Friday night for the Fannin County High School team, as that ball ricocheted off the helmet of the Murphy defender, and Carson Callahan took it in. It was 21-0 and with barely 4 minutes we had ticked off the clock in the first quarter. So a big win for Fannin County as they have found their momentum, and after their rough start, they have got the offense rolling, and they look to be a player in this Region 7 AA hunt. Region 7 AAA, though, Ryan, it's a region you cover and you're a part of. What happened there last week?
So last week we saw Union County handle West Hall. I believe it was 48-7. And then we also had White County travel up to Stevens County, and much like what the Stevens County did to Dawson County the week before, they handled the Warriors and won big in that one as well.
Yeah, Stevens County, I got a chance to see them firsthand. Fannin County scrimmaged them. They're top 10 about every single poll. If you look at the Georgia High School Football Daily and AAA football, they're a very good football program. So White County fans, don't get too discouraged about that score. That Stevens County team is going to make a deep playoff run under former Gilmer head coach Wes Tankersley. Very good football program there. Some other scores of interest in our coverage area and around the state from last Friday night. Obviously, you just hit it. Union County with a big win over West Hall, 48-7. Banks County defeated George Walton Academy 33-0. Banks County quietly having a very good season so far. Some other two freshman quarterbacks on two teams who are very familiar to the state success, Cartersville and Carrollton. Both teams started 2-0. Both teams won big last week, and both teams are playing freshman quarterbacks. So it's going to be fun to watch those two schools on the West Georgia side of things. Calhoun got back in the win column after losing to Cedartown. They beat Sonoraville 40-7. Darlington seems to be the favorite in Region 7A with a big win over Northwest Whitfield, 41-33. Dade County was another Georgia team that played in North Carolina school last Friday. They traveled all the way to Swain, Bryson City, North Carolina, and beat Swain 14-0. Coach Poston shut Swain out, so a big win for Dade County. North Hall just destroyed East Hall 69-0. Raven County defeated Heard County 42-13. Now, big game this week is Raven County 4-0 hosts Whitfield Academy 4-0 this week. So both teams 4-0. That should be a fun game to follow. This week in Region 7AA, it starts region play. So basically everybody's 0-0 again. The big game, obviously, this week is Harrelson North Murray. We're going to talk about that with Seth Kane here in just a few moments. North Murray's great offense, Harrelson's great defense. Something's going to give. It's going to be fun to see how that score plays out. Murray County traveling to Model. So it'll be interesting if Murray County's Kurt Napier's first region game at the helm at Murray County, going to Jeff Honeycutt's Model Blue Devils. The Rebels will be the Rebels will be traveling to Calhoun to play Gordon Central. All those kickoffs are at 7:30. So Region 7 AA play is here. It's going to be interesting to see how that shakes out. But I believe Region 7 AAA play starts also this Friday night, Ryan.
Yep. We have 6 out of the 7 teams start their region play this week. To start, just kind of run down. We got West Hall at Dawson, Pickens at Lumpkin, and Wesleyan at Gilmer. So it'll be an exciting week around the region as region play gets underway. Talk
about Dawson County a little bit, Ryan. Everybody always, Dawson County's been in the playoffs. They're no secret to the playoffs, but not a lot of people this year in this area for some reason are talking about Dawson County. They're still a good football team.
Yes, and they should start if they are not already talking about them. So they had a decent non-region start to the year with 2-2, tough games against Lambert and Stevens County, as we mentioned earlier. But still a great team. Their defense is solid, incredible. They got a big O-line. The big question right now for Dawson as we head into region play is the quarterback situation. Their starting quarterback, Davis Glass, was out against Stevens County with an injury. Still not a whole lot on that, so that'll be a big question mark to pay attention to as they, kickoff against West Hall on Friday night. But like I said, led by Cade Mollador on both sides of the ball, great in the run game, leader on the defense. He's a great player. Dominic LeBlanc, he's a wide receiver. He kicks off. He seems to do a little bit of everything for them, and he's probably their most dynamic offensive player this season, and he kind of leads the way over there on the offense.
Yeah, good stuff right there.
The one downside I would say that Dawson needs to work on as they start region play is they need to clean up the penalties. They pick up a lot of penalty yards. In every single game, there's been some issues with penalties that have really, stifled any momentum that they were, mustered up, especially in these blowouts. It kind of made it even a little bit worse for them.
Do you have the Massey ratings for these games, Ryan?
For the upcoming region games, I do. So, and the remaining schedule, they are 31-point favorites against West Hall. And the next week we are at White County, which is going to be a big game for the rest of the region. Play out there, 2-point underdogs. Pickens, they are 13-point favorites.
Obviously, that could all change, with the results for this week and everything. Yeah, absolutely. What about this weekend with Wesleyan and Gilmer? What's the spread right there? Massey's got.
For Wesleyan and Gilmer, let's see here. Wesleyan is 15-point favorites, which is surprising as they had a tough non-region schedule. They're a good team. Their non-region play was incredible, but Wesleyan comes in as 15-point favorites on the road against Gilmer.
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy because I think Cal Preps has Wesleyan as a 2-point favorite. So it's interesting how the two projections that we look at for high school sports has different projections on that. But I think that's going to be a football game, and Gilmer County, what a surprise they've been. 3-1. Not many people, except Gilmer County. I think if you ask the Gilmer County coaching staff and the Gilmer County players, I think they would tell you that they would be in this position heading into region play. They'd like to be 4-0, but they're a good football team. Coach Paul Standard has got these guys playing football and back to Gilmer football. And that Gilmer Wesleyan, I'm very interested to see that score on Friday night. It's going to be very interesting to see that one.
Absolutely. And as the betting man that I am, I would definitely say that Gilmer covers the spread and may even win outright. They have a great three-headed monster out of the backfield with Will Kiker, Hunter Watkins, and Brock Titus. A few stats, they're all averaging over 50 yards per game on the ground. And Will Kiker and Hunter Watkins, are definitely involved in the defense as well. So they have some, and quarterback Isaac Rellinger also has been solid all year. So they're definitely a team to watch out for in this region. Like you said, nobody outside of Gilmer has really given them the credit they deserve.
No, I agree, and I'm glad you shouted out those guys. I got to see those guys firsthand, and Hunter Watkins, I think, is still running from his performance against the Rebels a few Friday nights ago. What a player those guys are, and happy for those kids. Those kids have stuck with the Gilmer County football program. We all know Gilmer County football has not been what it wants to be or could be the last few years, and credit those guys for staying with the process and staying with Coach Standard through the coaching change, and their reward is paying off now. So it's very good to see and happy for those guys, especially those seniors. As they go in the region play and with a chance to be the playoffs. So Pickens Lumpkin, this game's going to be live on fyntv.com. So we're finally covering a Georgia game this week on the side of things. So we're excited about that. Jake West will be on the call. Lumpkin Pickens, we're going to talk to Pickens County radio guy here in just a minute. Jess Walker, good friend of mine. I shouldn't call him a guy. He's a great guy, but that's Pickens County radio color analyst, or Jess Walker, it would be the correct word for that. But Jess will be joining the show here shortly, and we're excited to hear about him. But Pickens and Lumpkin's interesting, Ryan. I didn't think Pickens would win last week, and not many people did. I think they were actually a 12-point underdog to Christian Heritage by Massey and Cal Preps, and they came away with the victory. So I was a little bit surprised by that. Marcus Pike was back for the Dragons. He did not play against Fannin County the week before. Big win. Lumpkin County, it's no secret. They're undefeated, and the town of Dahlonega is buzzing.
Absolutely. Like you mentioned, Lumpkin County, they're off to a historic start up there. And I see no reason as to why they don't move to to 5-0 on the year after this one. And for whatever reason, that Pickens win last week has definitely sparked some questions there in Massey ratings, as Pickens is actually coming in as 3-point favorites in this one, which is surprising after, like you mentioned, everybody kind of expected them to have a hard time this season, but they're actually favorites in this one.
Yeah, I think that loss. I was actually talking to our sports director Jake West today. I think that loss against Fannin County really woke Pickens up, and I think they're going to be focused. I don't know if they beat Lumpkin on Friday. I think it's going to be a good game. If you would have told me, I would have actually said the line would have probably been Lumpkin about maybe 12 points. I might would have said Pickens would have covered. But I don't think they win. But I think Lumpkin in a close one. I think this is going to be a great game that the FYN viewing area can enjoy on Friday night. I think it's going to be a great game. I'm excited to go back and watch it Friday night for sure. And don't forget, guys, these games usually are uploaded to YouTube or also on the FYN TV on demand tab. So you can go back and watch all of our games that we broadcast. And while we're talking about that, but be sure to follow all of our channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at Team FYN Sports. Feel free to tag us, send us a message. We'll be more than happy to highlight, promote whatever we can. As our BKP always says, Team FYN Sports, highlighting, promoting athletes and kids in a positive way. We're all about that. So, but hey, let's talk football. Enough about me and Ryan. Let's dive into some of these experts right here, as we're going to talk to Seth Kane with Haralson County. Seth's going to be on the call for Graddick Sports for the Haralson North Murray game, and I'm excited to hear what Seth has to say.
Well, hi, guys. Thanks so much for having me on tonight, and looking forward to another great night of high school football here across the state of Georgia on Friday night. And as we do venture into the first game of region play for Haralson County, the weeks leading up to this night been a little bit on the tough side for the Rebels. For the first time since the 2016 season, the Rebels have started 1-3 before heading into region play. Those 3 losses came against some tough opponents in Rabun County, Mary Persons, and even a really good 0-4 Upson Lee team. The lone win so far this season came against a longtime rival Bremen in exciting fashion at the end of the game, where the Rebels got the 1-point win, 15-14. But those games are over, and it's now moving on to the part of the season where the games are going to count to make it to the postseason, and it's going to be beginning Friday night in Chatsworth. And talking with Rebel head coach Scott Peavy earlier this week, you can get the sense that he feels that his team has improved over the last few weeks, despite some bumps and bruises along the way. He used the phrase battled tested when talking about entering into region play, and I think that's a good way to put it after playing the caliber of teams that they have played over the last few weeks, like Rabun County, Mary Persons, and Upson Lee. However, North Murray isn't going to be any different. They're going to be bringing their own set of challenges to the game on Friday night, and Coach Peavy said that the offense for North Murray is where a good bit of the talent resides, where the skill players are on that side of the ball. And we all know how talented North Murray has been over the last few seasons, Lad McConkey being a prime example, who's now playing on Saturdays in Athens. But one of the biggest things I think that Haralson County will have to do against the Mountaineers is to stop the big plays. Last week in Thomaston at Upson Lee, the Knights made some huge runs to get deep into Haralson County territory, and at times scoring on those long plays. So I think that will be one of the biggest things Haralson County will need to concentrate on. Coach Peavy has said that they will have to do the things they do better, and it's getting to where you can see now that that improvement has been made on both sides of the ball. And these younger guys who have stepped up into these starting roles are learning and getting more experience under their belts, and that they have some seasoned players who can help them along the way in that endeavor. So stopping the big plays, containing the North Murray offense, and as Coach Peavy said, do the things they do better, and playing the basic fundamentals of football will be the keys for a Haralson County win on Friday night. Now, this is going to be the 5th meeting between Haralson County and North Murray, and the Mountaineers lead the series of all time 3-1, and Haralson County's lone win came in 2018, Scott Peavy's second season at Haralson County, with a 2-point win by a final of 24-22. Well, if you're in the West Georgia area, you can catch the game on WKNG 93.7 FM, and whether you're inside or outside the West Georgia listening area, you can also listen online at WKNG.com and through the WKNG app, which you can download on our website at WKNG.com or through the Apple App Store or Google Play Store by searching for WKNG FM 93.7 AM 1060. Our coverage will begin at 5 o'clock with the Tailgate Show on the Graddick Sports Radio Network, and that will take us all the way up until kickoff time. Well, thanks again for having me on and letting me talk about Haralson County for just a little bit, and I hope to talk to you again real soon.
Ryan, me and you like sports. I wish I had a radio voice like Seth Kane.
Absolutely. That is the definition of what a radio voice should sound like. Absolutely.
Yeah, I always enjoy having Seth on. I love listening to him commentate a game. If you haven't had a chance, I highly recommend you listen to Seth broadcast a football game. You will not regret it. He does such a great job, and what a great voice. I'm excited for this game, Ryan. You've got the great North Murray offense against a good Haralson defense. We know Haralson prides themselves on being physical. North Murray, we know, can put up points in a hurry. Just ask Pickens County if you don't believe them, if you don't believe me. But it's going to be interesting. Can Seth Griffin weather the storm if Haralson gets a few stops? I think he can. But it's going to be a fun matchup. I'm excited to see this unfold. We're up against a commercial break coming up, Ryan, but I think we need to highlight our players of the week from this past week.
Yes, absolutely. So we had a little bit of a shorter list with a lot of the teams on a bye. But for Chattooga, the player of the week was Billy Settlemore. The senior linebacker had 7 tackles, 2.5 tackles for loss, and a pass deflection, leading them to a 28-7 win over Murray County. For White County, we had Kane Lowry, the senior wide receiver, bring in 5 receptions, 63 yards, and also getting involved in the kick return game. Though, despite his efforts, the White County Warriors fell to Stevens County. For Pickens County, after they picked up their first win on the season, we had Mason Powell, the senior linebacker, pick up 12 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, 1 sack, and 1 QB hurry. For Union County in their blowout win, we had Jensen Goebel, the junior wide receiver, bringing 7 receptions, 74 receiving yards, and 2 receiving touchdowns. And for the Fannin County Rebels and their big blowout win, we had Carson Callahan, the sophomore running back and defensive back, get 6 carries, 84 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, 1 pick six, 6 total tackles, and also with the 3 total tackles. That is the player of the week list for this last week.
Yeah, congratulations to all those guys, and a big shout out to you guys. Keep working hard and making your teams and your schools proud. We're up against commercial break, Ryan. When we return, we'll be joined by Jess Walker. He will be on the call for Pickens County Radio for the Lumpkin game. But don't forget that you can also tune in to fyntv.com to watch Lumpkin Pickens. After commercial, we'll talk with Pickens County's Jess Walker.
B&M Metals has been serving the Southeast for almost 50 years. From metal roofs and panels to gutters and metal accessories, B&M Metals is your one-stop shop for all things metal. They pride themselves on providing great service and quality at a competitive price. Give B&M Metals a call at 706-864-6068 or visit them at 6195 Highway 52 East in Murrayville or at bmmetalroofing.com. B&M Metals, protecting everything that matters to you most.
The red tag sale is back.
Who's that guy?
His name is Red Tag. He's here to save some green. He's slashing prices left and right for the home of your dreams. Save thousands on select in-stock homes, that's what we say. If you want to save some green, just look for the man in red.
My name is Gary.
Don't.
Save thousands on select homes at the Red Tag sale.
At Circuit World, we offer a wide selection of major appliances, name brands like Whirlpool, LG, Frigidaire, and more. Looking for furniture? Come by and browse our showroom or check out the Endless Aisle, a touchscreen kiosk with thousands of options. Need electronics, gaming computers, laptops, desktops, tablets? We have it all. OLED or QLED, 4K or high def. We have the selection to get you the TV of your dreams. And don't forget, at Circuit World, your credit is always good. So ask about our convenient payment options and 120 days, same as cash. Come see us today at one of our 5 area locations.
The wait times are shorter, so get to Days and pre-order your new Chevy today. Days Chevrolet in Jasper is your pre-order headquarters. If Chevy builds it, we can reserve your slice of happiness right now. And as soon as your new Chevy rolls off that truck, we'll deliver it right to you. So get it done. Pre-order your new Chevy today at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Find new roads.
Are you looking for expertly decorated gifts you'll love with your custom design or logo? Graphic Expressions in Blue Ridge is your go-to place for custom apparel, accessories, gifts, and much more. Graphic Expressions is located at 3640 East 1st Street in Blue Ridge, or give them a call at 706-946-4605. Graphic Expressions, unrivaled customer service, pure brand awesomeness.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
North Georgia Metals has been serving the Southeast for over 40 years. From metal roofs and panels to gutters and metal accessories, North Georgia Metals is your one-stop shop for all things metal. Give the team at North Georgia Metals a call at 706-276-1633 or visit them at 15544 Highway 515 South in LJ or on the web at northgeorgiametals.com.
Welcome back to the North Georgia Kickoff Show. I'm your host, Tim Tao, joined by Jess Walker. Jess will be on the call Friday night for the Pickens and Lumpkin game on WPGY 93.7 and 98.1 FM. Jess, excited to have you on the show this week. Big win for Pickens Friday night. I think they really needed it.
Yeah, happy to be back with you, Tim, and this time in winning fashion. Finally got on the board this year, win over Christian Heritage out of Dalton to wrap up the non-region schedule. I think it'll be very important as we move into the region portion of the season.
Absolutely. Before we dive into this week's game, obviously this is our game of the week at Team FY in Sports. But talk about last week's win over Christian Heritage for Pickens. They really needed it, but it sounds like they played well on all sides of the football.
Needed it badly. I don't quite want to say desperate because it is non-region, and those games can not really factor into your overall scope of the season. But going into the region was important for confidence and that sort of thing. Started out very hot, scored on the first 3 possessions, scored touchdowns on the first 3 possessions. Opened up about an 18-7 lead as we were going into the half. Botched punt right before the half helped Christian Heritage to put 3 points on the board, make it a 1-score game. Notice I said we scored 3 touchdowns, but all 3 of those PATs were failed, whether it be 2-point attempts or kicking for 1. All 3 were failed, so we led 18-10 at the half. The game really changed from that point. Third quarter saw no scores after offense really smooth on both sides in the first half, slowed down for both sides. Got to think some adjustments made by both coaches. Then in the fourth quarter, Christian Heritage really opened things up. Back-to-back touchdowns. They took an 18-24 lead with about 5 minutes left. And then what really impressed me most of Pickens, and I think it will go a long way all season long, is they mounted an incredible drive I don't want to say bailed out by, because the penalty did force the turnover, but they had a defensive hold, which waved off an interception. Had a couple big plays, converted a long fourth down. I think it was about 4th and 12. Sam Stryker hit Mason Powell, good throw, good catch. And Stryker eventually punched it in himself with about 40 seconds to go. The Dragons were able to hold on. Christian Heritage did make their way up the field a little bit, not quite enough to get in field goal range. So 1-3 going into region play, and we would like to see better, but no complaints in the recent history of the team here.
Yeah, absolutely. A great win for Pickens Friday night, and region play starting as it is across most of the state of Georgia on Friday night. Miss Team FYN Sports' game of the week. You're going to be on the call on the radio. But Jess, talk about the team's mindset heading into the week. And obviously, you know, Pickens leads this series 19-18-1. So they would like to obviously win to extend that lead. But this is a big matchup.
Yeah, rightfully so. The game of the week for you guys. I think it's the biggest game in Region 7 AAA. A lot of playoff implications on our show, Dragon Football Weekly. I did tiers for the region to kind of preview what's upcoming, and I had Wesleyan and Dawson in kind of the upper tier, almost. I don't want to say locked in because nothing's absolute, but barring unforeseen circumstances, you would think they will get to those spots. And then kind of the middle tier, I've got both Pickens and Lumpkin, Gilmer and White County kind of fighting for those last two spots. West Hall, unfortunately, from what I think we've seen so far on the outside looking in. So this matchup, I think, will play a big part in the playoff picture, and who we see grab those 3rd and 4th spots. I think it's very, very important for either whoever comes out on top will be sitting pretty for the rest of the season.
Yeah, who are some of the players and the coaches for? I know you said you had some information on the coaches, but talk about some of the players to watch for in this game.
Yeah, some of the players will get to the coach in a second, because I do think that's very important. A couple players they've got. Cooper Scott, the quarterback, he's senior quarterback, doing a great job taking care of the football this year. Now, one of the younger weapons that I'm kind of looking forward to see on the football field is Cal Faulkner. He's a sophomore. For those of you familiar with Dahlonega, North Georgia Athletics, his father was the basketball coach there for a long time. Cal's an incredible basketball player. I've got to see
great athlete
at all levels coming up from officiating basketball. I did not know he had such an impact on the football field. When I was researching, it looks like he has had a significant impact this year, and looking forward to seeing it in person.
Yeah, obviously Lumpkin led by head coach Heath Webb. They're 4-0 guys, and Lumpkin County's buzzing. The whole town, Dahlonega is buzzing. It's good to see that their program is back, and I, for one, love it when these mountain schools succeed. They're obviously all these mountain schools have rivalries, but I think it's very special when all these mountain schools are succeeding. It goes in cycles. It definitely does, but it's good to see all these mountain schools succeeding.
Yeah, I think we've got 2 programs. I mentioned those tiers. I did that preseason as well. And 2 teams I had on the outside looking in were both Gilmer and Lumpkin preseason. Well, they both posted the best non-region record out of anyone in our region. A little bit of that has to do with the strength of schedule, but I wouldn't discount them. I mean, Lumpkin picked up a big win against Union, who they beat you guys week 1. Fanning?
Yes, Union County
did week 1, and then you guys put it on Pickens a couple of weeks ago. So using that, you might say that Lumpkin's got a little bit of advantage on it. But back to what we started with, Heath Webb really promoting this program well. Really seems to have turned it around. A lot of struggles as of late. This is the first time that they've reached 4 wins. They did it in their first 4 games. First time they've reached 4 wins since 2016. They've only mustered 7 total over the past 5 years. So he's done a great job so far coming in from Gainesville. He was there for a couple of years. Didn't have bad seasons, just not quite up to the Gainesville standards, which are very, very difficult to meet. He's back at Lumpkin. He did a year as an assistant there, and he's really taken that program and ran with it so far.
Yeah, very good for the Dahlonega community in Lumpkin County. They've got a lot of momentum heading into this rightfully so. They got a big win against Temple before they went to the bye week. Temple, who has a great player in Cam Baum, one of the state's top players. So it was a good win. Not as tough of a schedule as Pickens has had so far. I think Pickens is definitely more battle tested heading into this game than Lumpkin is. But I think it's going to be a great football game, Jess. And I know you guys are looking forward to it.
Yeah, we are. It'll be a good, like I talked about, be a good barometer to see where Lumpkin truly is and where we are coming off that win. It'll be a good forecast as for the playoff picture. I really think that what I said in our show last night is that if for Pickens, Gilmer, Lumpkin, White, if you go 0-3 against those teams, you're out. No way you're making it. Even if you go 1-2, not a good shot at the playoffs. But if you can go 2-1 or especially 3-0 against those three teams, you have a great opportunity to make it into the postseason. And that'll begin Friday. I think it'll be a close game. I think it's important that we picked up that win this past Friday. And I think Dragons can take that momentum and go into the long game, come up with a win. But I think it will have to be won in the fourth quarter, just like last week.
Yeah, just looking at the Massey rating, it actually has Pickens, their projection, 28-26 victory. So Massey has Pickens as a 2-point favorite. I know people in Dahlonega wouldn't like to hear that. But obviously, those are just projections. You can go to MasseyRatings.com.
They're big over Fannin County. You saw how that worked out.
Yeah, so
it's I will add a little caveat. I'm not certain. I know many of the schools are on fall break this week. I know Pickens is. Can't speak for Lumpkin. If I had to make an assumption, I would say they are.
We're starting fall break this week. Yes.
That usually has a little bit of an impact on the crowd now. With all the buzz around the program and stuff, I imagine students and fans will still come out, but that might be a little bit in Pickens' favor. Maybe have a slightly watered down crowd this Friday due to that break.
You cannot stand that. If I'm a head coach, I hate fall break because there's got to be that one kid that say, "Hey, coach, my mom wants to go on vacation, and mom and dad want to go on vacation this week." It's football.
From coming from my mother was in education. When she had her breaks is usually when we took our vacations when I was young. So the fall break wasn't really installed when you and I were in school. That kind of came about later, but the spring break and the 3-day weekends and stuff like that, that's when we traveled. And so basketball season was the tough one for me that they had to work around. Of course, you got your summer camps and stuff like that, but it is always a struggle between parents wanting to travel and kids in athletics.
Jesse, you got anything else you want to add?
Like I said, I think it'll be a close game. I think that late fourth quarter drive is going to pay dividends. Good experience for the Dragons. I hope if they face it again this Friday, I think they might, that they show the same kind of poise. Staff got some experience with the kind of plays they want to call and that sort of thing. I think it'll be a game that's won in the fourth quarter. I want to say it's by the Dragons. I'll pick the Dragons, but I do think whoever it is will win it in the final minutes.
Plenty of ways to watch this game. A lot of coverage on this football game. You can watch it on fyntv.com, and it'll be uploaded on YouTube right after the game. Also, Jess, tell us how if you want to listen to it on my radio.
We are on 93.7 and 98.1 FM. You can also find us on WLJAradio.com. Just click on the WPGY tab, and you can hear Tucker and I. Also, I mentioned the podcast a couple of times. You can find that by searching Dragon Football Weekly, wherever podcasts are found. A similar thing that y'all got going on here, a little more focused specifically on the Dragons, but we do a significant amount of Region 7 AAA coverage as well.
Jess, thank you for your time. We'll be listening on Friday night, and best of luck to the Dragons, and we'll be talking to you soon.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Thanks for having me, Tim.
Stick around. We'll have Sports Illustrated's Matt Ray. He's going to join the show next as he will talk about the state of Georgia's top football players in recruiting.
B&M Metals has been serving the Southeast for almost 50 years. From metal roofs and panels to gutters and metal accessories, B&M Metals is your one-stop shop for all things metal. They pride themselves on providing great service and quality at a competitive price. Give B&M Metals a call at 706-864-6068 or visit them at 6195 Highway 52 East in Murrayville or at bmmetalroofing.com. B&M Metals, protecting everything that matters to you most.
The red tag sale is back.
Who's that guy?
His name is Red Tag. He's here to save some green. He's slashing prices left and right for the home of your dreams. Save thousands on select in-stock homes, that's what we say. If you want to save some green, just look for the man in red.
My name is Gary.
Don't.
Save thousands on select homes at the Red Tag Sale.
At Circuit World, we offer a wide selection of major appliances, name brands like Whirlpool, LG, Frigidaire, and more. Looking for furniture? Come by and browse our showroom or check out the endless aisle, a touchscreen kiosk with thousands of options. Need electronics, gaming computers, laptops, desktops, tablets? We have it all. OLED or QLED, 4K or high def. We have the selection to get you the TV of your dreams. And don't forget, at Circuit World, your credit is always good. So ask about our convenient payment options and 120 days, same as cash. Come see us today at one of our 5 area locations.
The wait times are shorter, so get to Days and pre-order your new Chevy today. Days Chevrolet in Jasper is your pre-order headquarters. If Chevy builds it, we can reserve your slice of happiness right now. And as soon as your new Chevy rolls off that truck, we'll deliver it right to you. So get it done. Pre-order your new Chevy today at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Find new roads.
Are you looking for expertly decorated gifts you'll love with your custom design or logo? Graphic Expressions in Blue Ridge is your go-to place for custom apparel, accessories, gifts, and much more. Graphic Expressions is located at 3640 East 1st Street in Blue Ridge, or give them a call at 706-946-4605. Graphic Expressions, unrivaled customer service, pure brand awesomeness.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
North Georgia Metals has been serving the Southeast for over 40 years. From metal roofs and panels to gutters and metal accessories, North Georgia Metals is your one-stop shop for all things metal. Give the team at North Georgia Metals a call at 706-276-1633 or visit them at 15544 Highway 515 South in Ellijay or on the web at northgeorgiametals.com.
And we're back here with our last segment here on the North Georgia Kickoff Show. I'm your host, Tim Tao. It's been a great show so far. We're joined now by Sports Illustrated's Matt Ray. Matt has been a guest of this show for the last 3 years and making his first appearance this year. It's good to have him on. Matt, how you doing so far today?
Hey, Tim, doing good, buddy. How are you?
It's almost Friday, and it's Friday's a big day for us, but also Saturday's a big day for you. I know at Sports Illustrated, we're covering the University of Tennessee and with a lot of focus on recruiting. So I know it's a big day for you, and also hosting Florida, Tennessee. That's one of the biggest games of the week so far.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest games of the week, I think, for, a a lot of different reasons. I mean, obviously you got College Game Day there. It's a chance for Tennessee to prove that, this early season start, is truly building on what they did last season. And then, you talk about the recruiting side of things. It's one of the biggest recruiting weekends that I can recall at Tennessee in some time. I mean, they've got elite players in each class coming in. A bulk of their top committed prospects in 2023 are going to be here. It's probably going to be the most 5-star kids that have been on campus in the last 6 to 7 years. So this is a big game for Tennessee because you can't come out flat and you can't come out lay an egg, with College Game Day there and that environment. But then also you have these recruits that you're trying to continue to build around on campus. So it's a big weekend, for a lot of different reasons, but a big weekend around college football. We're going to find out a lot about several different teams this weekend.
Absolutely. Can't wait to get it going. Matt, you do a lot of things with Sports Illustrated, obviously, but I know you love talking about the recruiting and covering recruits, as you've done such a great job the last few years. The state of Georgia, again, is loaded with some great high school talent. Care to dive in and talk about a few of those guys, if you don't care?
Yeah, I think this is one of, in year in and year out, I think consistently I find myself saying that pound for pound, Georgia is as talent rich as any state in America. And this year, the same story. They're deep. I mean, you get down the list, 50, 55, top 55, top 60 players in this class are going to be serious, Division I contributors. Guys that are big time recruiting battles and things like that. For me, you go back and forth. You look at Georgia as a state that produces quarterbacks year in and year out, and typically quarterbacks headline a class. And I'm really high on Dylan Lonergan at Brookwood, but for me, the headliner is Caleb Downs, safety at Mill Creek, committed to Alabama. A guy that when you start hearing Eric Berry comps and just you see what he does night in and night out, and knowing who Caleb is as a kid, that's the headliner in the state of Georgia. Number one safety in America, but I mean Georgia's so deep this year. You've got on the defensive side of the football, to name a few, you've got Caleb Downs, you've got Vic Burley, you've got C.J. Allen. Just guys that are elite at their position and doing what they do. Burley headed to Clemson, C.J. Allen headed to Georgia, the linebacker. And, then on the offensive side of the ball, there's really no letdown. I already mentioned Lonergan at Brookwood. I think, honestly, and this is one of the most talent-rich quarterbacks classes that we've seen in the last decade. And when it's all said and done, if some of these kids live up to their potential, it may be the most talent-rich quarterback class that, we ever see, from top to bottom. You've got guys, top 25 quarterbacks that are legit, that in any other class are top, 5 guys. Lonergan, he's the number 9 quarterback in the country. But at the end of the day, if he doesn't have the baseball side of things, he's a really talented pitcher. If he doesn't have the baseball side of things, and folks wondering if he gets drafted high enough coming out of high school, I think you're talking about a guy that's got a case to be a top 5 quarterback in one of the most talent-rich classes out there. He can do it all. He can spin it. He's so advanced mentally in what he does. So he's a big-time name in the, offensive class for the state of Georgia this year. Justice Haynes, Georgia fans familiar with his dad, Veron Haynes, really good running back there. But Justice opted for Alabama, but a really big time running back. I had a chance to see him early in the year. They played Thompson out of Alabama, who's a perennial power, and he imposed his will late in that game. That game got close, and Buford turned and handed the ball to Justice Haynes time and time again, and he took that game over. So you see, what he can do. Ethan Davis, Tennessee tight end commit at Collins Hill, he's sidelined this fall. He's a guy that had a chance, to climb into elite status had he have not been hurt early on in the summer. And it cost him his senior season. He's a guy that Tennessee's really excited about. He's only been playing football for a couple of years, but he's 6'5", 235 pounds. he's already a college-ready tight end, just a guy that can really go up and get it. But, I mean, this class is so deep inside the state of Georgia this year. It's really as impressive as anything that I've seen.
Matt, real quick, talk about Jeremiah T-Lander, who, was the linebacker at North Hall, then transferred to Gainesville. I know you've got to see him and talk with him.
Well, you start talking about Jeremiah T-Lander, and it kind of goes back to what I'm talking about. Depending on where you look at, which recruiting service you look at, Jeremiah T-Lander is a top 75 player in the state of Georgia. I know, and that's how deep that state is, but it doesn't speak to who Jeremiah T-Lander is as a player. He committed to Tennessee over the summer, and the Vols are ecstatic to get him, a guy that was really high on their board. They were his first offer the summer before. He camped there multiple times, so they had a chance to work him out and see what he can do. And he's flourished at Gainesville. His stocks only continued to surge. You had Michigan in to see him, Alabama in to check on him, LSU come in late to kind of check on him. But you had Louisville and North Carolina and Florida all battling Tennessee for his commitment there at one point. But just a guy that, again, that's some of the things that you see in the state of Georgia. You're talking about a guy who is barely inside the top 75 in the state of Georgia as a player, and he's going to be, a major SEC contributor in 2 to 3 years. A guy that, is just scratching the surface of his potential. The people at Gainesville, are ecstatic to have him, and obviously, what Coach Nesbitt has done, what Coach Nibbles did there has been amazing. To this point, but it's pretty impressive, to see a guy like that take an opportunity and run with it. And, that's exactly what he's done at Gainesville. He's a see ball, get ball type of linebacker, but he's versatile enough to drop into coverage and make plays on the football when needed.
Matt, we appreciate your time. I know it's a big week for you. I know you got to get up to Knoxville pretty soon, but thank you very much for your insight, and we'll be speaking with you soon.
Thanks, Tim.
B&M Metals has been serving the Southeast for almost 50 years. From metal roofs and panels to gutters and metal accessories, B&M Metals is your one-stop shop for all things metal. They pride themselves on providing great service and quality at a competitive price. Give B&M Metals a call at 706-864-6068 or visit them at 6195 Highway 52 East in Murrayville or at bmmetalroofing.com. B&M Metals, protecting everything that matters to you most.
The red tag sale is back.
Who's that guy?
His name is Red Tag. He's here to save some green. He's slashing prices left and right for the home of your dreams. Save thousands on select in-stock homes, that's what we say. If you want to save some green, just look for the man in red.
My name is Gary.
Don't.
Save thousands on select homes at the Red Tag Sale.
At Circuit World, we offer a wide selection of major appliances, name brands like Whirlpool, LG, Frigidaire, and more. Looking for furniture? Come by and browse our showroom or check out the endless aisle, a touchscreen kiosk with thousands of options. Need electronics, gaming computers, laptops, desktops, tablets? We have it all. OLED or QLED, 4K or high def. We have the selection to get you the TV of your dreams. And don't forget, at Circuit World, your credit is always good. So ask about our convenient payment options and 120 days, same as cash. Come see us today at one of our 5 area locations.
The wait times are shorter, so get to Days and pre-order your new Chevy today. Days Chevrolet in Jasper is your pre-order headquarters. If Chevy builds it, we can reserve your slice of happiness right now. And as soon as your new Chevy rolls off that truck, we'll deliver it right to you. So get it done. Pre-order your new Chevy today at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Find new roads.
looking for expertly decorated gifts you'll love with your custom design or logo? Graphic Expressions in Blue Ridge is your go-to place for custom apparel, accessories, gifts, and much more. Graphic Expressions is located at 3640 East 1st Street in Blue Ridge, or give them a call at 706-946-4605. Graphic Expressions, unrivaled customer service, pure brand awesomeness.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
North Georgia Metals has been serving the Southeast for over 40 years. From metal roofs and panels to gutters and metal accessories, North Georgia Metals is your one-stop shop for all things metal. Give the team at North Georgia Metals a call at 706-276-1633 or visit them at 15544 Highway 515 South in LJ or on the web at northgeorgiametals.com. B&M Metals has been serving the Southeast for almost 50 years. From metal roofs and panels to gutters and metal accessories, B&M Metals is your one-stop shop for all things metal. They pride themselves on providing great service and quality at a competitive price. Give B&M Metals a call at 706-864-6068 or visit them at 6195 Highway 52 East in Murrayville or at bmmetalroofing.com. B&M Metals, protecting everything that matters to you most.
The red tag sale is back.
Who's that guy?
His name is Red Tag. He's here to save some green. He's slashing prices left and right for the home of your dreams. Save thousands on select in-stock homes, that's what we say. If you want to save some green, just look for the man in red.
My name is Gary.
Don't.
Save thousands on select homes at the Red Tag Sale.
At Circuit World, we offer a wide selection of major appliances, name brands like Whirlpool, LG, Frigidaire, and more. Looking for furniture? Come by and browse our showroom or check out the endless aisle, a touchscreen kiosk with thousands of options. Need electronics, gaming computers, laptops, desktops, tablets? We have it all. OLED or QLED, 4K or high def. We have the selection to get you the TV of your dreams. And don't forget, at Circuit World, your credit is always good. So ask about our convenient payment options and 120 days, same as cash. Come see us today at one of our 5 area locations.
The wait times are shorter, so get to Days and pre-order your new Chevy today. Days Chevrolet in Jasper is your pre-order headquarters. If Chevy builds it, we can reserve your slice of happiness right now. And as soon as your new Chevy rolls off that truck, we'll deliver it right to you. So get it done. Pre-order your new Chevy today at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Find new roads.
Are you looking for expertly decorated gifts you'll love with your custom design or logo? Graphic Expressions in Blue Ridge is your go-to place for custom apparel, accessories, gifts, and much more. Graphic Expressions is located at 3640 East 1st Street in Blue Ridge, or give them a call at 706-946-4605. graphic expressions, unrivaled customer service, pure brand awesomeness.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family,